The Diode SuperGP Champions Trophy is proudly brought to you by Digital Entertainment On Demand and their associate sponsors.
Predicted 25 lap race, which is absolutely huge, or 25-minute race, should I say. 25-minute plus 1 lap. So let's see what these guys can do. Tires are going to be a bit of a situation. We know that the cool weather will help things out, but remember, cool weather also tears tires up if they run at the wrong temperatures. So watch for these guys to ride a little bit of a greasy ride the first couple of laps until things get up to temperature. We're not going to see record laps come out here. The wind is still too strong, although it has dropped from the morning session. I think we're still going to see the guys racing in the 140 to 141 bracket.
So green flag is out and down into turn 1 for the warm-up lap. This is where they're going to just have a look and see for the final time where they need to be by the time the checkered flag comes out. And Odendaal is exactly where he'd like to be. However, a couple of riders just taking their time off the line, not really too phased about getting things sorted out. But a couple of riders going all at it to try and get some temperature into these tires, into the brakes. And the two that noticeably quicker than anybody else is Odendaal as he sits up now and just gives everybody a chance to close in on him. Alan John Venter and Nicole van Asweken, the two Triumph SA riders, and I saw Arnold Olivier downstairs, also all the way from Johannesburg, coming out here to Phakisa Freeway to support his two team riders. Great to have the big boss man of Triumph South Africa in the house here today with us, and putting his money where his mouth is behind the 2675Rs of Nicole van Asweken and Alan John Venter. Alan John Venter will be around for probably the next round, and then the round after that he will not be available because he's headed off once again to the Top Gun Racing stable, where he'll be participating in the 2015 Isle of Man TT as part of that Top Gun Racing outfit, and really look forward to seeing the kind of damage he can do again on the island. As he heads into the back straight, you can see some adjustments being made, getting the leathers, the gloves all sorted out, and I think the battle we're going to be seeing at the front end will probably consist of AJ Venter and the other Kawasaki riders. Now, the other Kawasaki riders, I'm talking about Magic Mike, the man in shot right now, giving a little bit of a hazard to Malcolm Rudman. Rudman has improved dramatically compared to last season on that Yamaha, so looking forward to seeing if he can maybe mix it in amongst those. New factory rider on the Yamaha R6 in the Nashua Yamaha team is Jesse Boshoff. He'd also like to be at the front end, but I think Adolf Boshoff, Blaze Baker, and Odendaal are going to fight for honours at the front end here today. We've got some action to be sorted out on track. It's about to kick things off here for our 2015 season for the Super 600s. And yes, indeed, it is Odendaal, Boshoff, and White that make their way to the front row.
Got a predicted 14 lapper here, and check out the positioning of Magic Mike. I'm talking about not where he is on the lineup, but how he has actually pointed his bike.
Angled
He's
it,
trying to angle himself out there, get away from that dirty line on the inside. It is filthy. In fact, the dirtiest bit of the track is exactly where Ricky Lee were at the back and Nicole van Asweken are. We've got green flags. We're going to walk off this. Watch out for the hole shot from the original pocket rocket on the outside. Can Odendaal get the hammer down? He does. He absolutely drills him off the line.
Drills him as Alan John Venter comes around the outside, and Nicole van Asweken is going to make it Triumphs 2 and 3. Adolf Boshoff gets forced wide by Nicole van Asweken as she goes into turn 1 in 3rd place. What a start from Nicole van Asweken.
Always a big story here at Phakisa Raceway. We talk about how dirty that inside line is. If you're on the outside, because it's an outside on the right and first corner is a left-hander, you can get the drop and get the drive. AJ jumped up from 5th to 2nd.
Yeah, a nice move there from Adolf Boshoff. Didn't waste too much time to get past on Nicole van Asweken as she went from 2nd to 3rd place. It's Blaze Baker who's now trying to keep Magic Mike out with a big foot out into the toe of the boot. Round the outside goes
Rudman, way wide
there, and unfortunately that's going to cost him 2 or 3 positions. As you can see, Boshoff has snuck through just in the background. Looks like Rudman went with him as well, and then he just recovered to get ahead.
You know what, Rudman looked so good at the beginning of qualifying, but as soon as the weather started to change, he did not get the numbers and he started way down there. He was trying to get the big pass happening early on. Look at Adolf Boshoff though. He is closing in huge, almost runs into the back end of the Triumph 675 and tries to go the long way around. There ain't a line around the outside of Uccini 1.
But he tried through Uccini 2 to run onto the curbing. That might have given him good drive to get onto the back straight. He's in the slipstream now of the Triumph, but the 675 has got great grunt down that back straightaway. The ZX6 that he's on has to go around the outside and goes around the outside again on AJ and makes it stick by the looks of things. Coming into Gielkop, he's around the outside and he's gone all the way around to get to second.
That is a big move, and it is greasy out there. He had to have a lot of faith and take a big breath. He's run himself a little bit wide and killed some time. AJ's got a chance to go fight back, but he has to roll out of that one. All this has done has brought everyone else back into the mix. AJ trying to square the line. He'll hold the inside line going into turn number 1, and that was a very clever move because the rest of them are queuing up behind them.
Well, it's exactly what's happened. Because of the two of them fighting at it, hammer and tongs, they've slowed each other up, and by doing so have allowed Nicole van Osviken, who runs ever so slightly wide out of 1, to come up with Blaze Baker and Magic Mike. Stephen Odendaal has got his head down and is checking out at the front end, but there is a 5-way battle for second place.
Oh, here we go, on the nose, and AJ saw him getting out of shape. AJ actually sat that one up because Bossoff was on the nose and it looked like he was going to run him wide. So AJ is trying to watch all eyes around him, and he's got his stablemate closing in. AJ needs to run now with the pace of Adolf Bossoff. It's clear in a straight line that bike's a little bit hotter. AJ needs to go with him and get rid of everyone else who's chasing, because Blaze Baker and Magic Mike will go with.
Wow, how's that? Almost line astern there from Magic Mike and Blaze Baker, the muscle and fitness man, and all the way from Natal fighting it out with the consortium shipping man, and those two going at it. And you can see just how close it's getting between the two of them. Magic Mike having a look up the inside. Baker saw him coming, just eased off the brakes ever so slightly later. And speaking of late braking, Nicole van Osviken is getting very late on the brakes and getting great power drive down the main straight. And the back straightaway is where she might be able to use a slipstream to get past AJ.
She is on the line, but she's not going to be able to roll into that high-speed corner. That's where the lighter rider just does not have the advantage. You need a bit of muscle. You need to be able to keep that bike plotted into the sweeper, and that's where AJ will be a little bit stronger. But Nicole is about to come under huge pressure from those two Kawasaki's. That is where her attention will turn very shortly.
Now looking to run with AJ at the moment, the two of them doing a nice job to try and break the little bit of the back there of the two Kawasaki's. The Kawasaki in front, though, has decided to get going, and look at that, absolutely hauling across the line. Odendaal now with 3.1 seconds over Adolf Bossoff, and that's only after 2 laps of 14. What an amazing effort there from young Stephen Odendaal. He's got the number 1 plate on his bike. He's going to be a difficult man to try and beat this season if he's able to run at this kind of pace.
This is what it's going to be about the whole way through the 2015 season. Odendaal will run and hide at every single round. It's going to be a long time till these guys actually get themselves into a situation where they can run with him. We'll have to go to the more technical tracks where Odendaal does not have the advantage of running away. Someone else is going to have to whole shot to beat him.
And Blaze Baker going into the braking markers, into the toe, foot out once again, just giving Michael White no opportunity of sneaking through, and the two of them really going at it hammer and tongs. Side by side now. Whitey has a look on the inside, just backs out of it for now. Maybe he's just going to hang tight for a little bit longer. Adolf Bossoff is starting to get away, and AJ Fenter realizes this. He's put his head down and is starting to move away from Nicole van Osviken, take away the option of her closing, but yeah, she carries such good corner speed.
There, super deep in there, and incredibly enough, Baker and White aren't able to close things up. Look at this. We've only got 2 laps in the bag, 2.5 laps in the bag, and Odendaal is extending away. This is going to be 4 seconds he's in the lead by the end of this lap. Bossoff is murdering that bike to try and run out there, and he is running good laps, but he's still 1.8 seconds off on a lap time.
Alan John Fenter not carrying the same corner speed as what Nicole van Osviken is able to do. She gets a little bit squirrely going in there. That might have just been just trying to back it in to avoid Alan John, because she came in extremely hot.
She tries to run
definitely running a lot higher corner speed than what AJ is able to.
And she tries to run that inside line as well, so she's doing a lot of trail braking. That's why the bike's getting a little bit twitchy around there. These are the guys chasing down, but in the background, it looks like it's the 69 who is the lead Yamaha trying to pick. It is. Jesse Bossoff has got a long way back, but he is the leader in the chase group down in 7th place, sitting off the back wheel of Mikey White by just over 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, he's got Rudman on his tail and then Dylan Barnard, so 3 of the Yamaha riders pretty much evenly matched there. This is the man they're all trying to catch on the Neolife racing machine, and it is a magnificent effort so far. He's managed to put in almost 4.5 seconds over the rest of the field within 3 laps.
Did you see that? He had that thing up on the nose as he went into that. So Odendaal is just doing some incredible stuff, Moto 2 style. He's been on the Moto 2 scene for about 4 years now, and he has just got it waxed in.
So there, foot out from Michael White as he tries to go on the inside and try and find a way through on Blaze Baker. Baker and White pretty much evenly matched, the 2 Triumph riders, very evenly matched. And the two of them actually working well together. I think AJ might be bringing Nicole along for the ride and could possibly spoil the day for Adolf Bossoff on the toy store Kawasaki. If those two are able to get up there, they can find a way past and maybe put Triumphs 2 and 3 on the podium, possibly even 1st and 2nd if something goes wrong at the front.
Heading in to complete 4 laps, and this is a move. Nicole van Osviken can get in there. She could go for it. There is a move for 6th place. Mikey White on the curb in the dirt on the inside on the entry to the sweep. That is a place only for the brave.
Yeah, a nice move up there. He goes into the 5 spot, demotes Baker down to 6 where he was. and now comes into the double right-hander at heel cup, and he's opened up a little bit of a margin, even under braking. So he was being held up ever so slightly by the muscle and fitness man, Blaze Baker, all the way from Natal. There's Bossoff, first time we've seen him in shot. Rudman on his tail, good recovery. And just behind, Dylan Barnard fighting with Anthony Lessing, first time out for him in the National Championship.
Okay, so this is the battle for third place here. We're going to see if one of the Triumphs can come through, or will they start getting closed down by the chasing Yammies? I don't think the R6s will have the big pace. We saw it in the hands a couple of years back of Cameron Peterson. We know that the R6 can run good numbers around here, but it looks like the Triumphs have got the legs. Remember, a long 14-lap race. What the Triumphs are good at, and you know this, I know this, they do save tires. And that's going to come into play in about 6 laps' time.
Yeah, let's see how well that works. Anthony Lessing looking to use his tyres to very good advantage to find a way past on Dylan Barnard. Barnard hanging on for now. There's only 0.3 of a second between these two riders, and it's quite a nice little battle here. This is for the final part of the top 10. 9th and 10th place here in our shot, and Barnard hanging on for 9th right now to keep out Anthony Lessing.
So let's run through it as we head into lap number 6. Lap number 5. Stephen Odendahl leads out over Adolf Bossoff. AJ Fenter is in 3rd place. Then Nicole van Osvik, Mikey White, and Blaze Baker. We knew those were going to be the key players looking at the times coming out of practice and qualifying. Jesse Bossoff leads out the Yamaha charge with Malcolm Rudman fighting back on the Baby Blue machine on the 82. Wow. Then Barnard Lessing, Ricky Lee Weir, Corbin McCullum. But this is the big chase, and this is the time where we always see Mikey, Magic Mike, light it up.
Yeah, I certainly lit it up and put some fire underneath Nicole van Osvik as well, because she started to make a move and tried to look up the inside of her stablemate there, Alan John Fenter. So Fenter, van Osvik, and White battling now for what is 3rd place on track. And just behind them, Blaze Baker, probably sitting right now, best seat in the house for an opportunity of something going wrong, and that's what he's praying for. But I don't think it's going to happen because these three are not giving any inch whatsoever to each other.
Man on the move is Magic Mike. Look at him. He's carrying a ton of mid-corner speed. Soon as he finds space in those tires and his bike, he's going to start going for it. And he has got a couple of places on the track where he can make it count. For me, he's going to take the double slipstream. That's 2 bikes opening up a huge hole down the back straight. He has to be on them through the Uccini. So he has to stay solid through this next sector, get the big drive going out onto the back straight. Had a moment there. So, Nicole trying to show a wheel up the inside. Magic Mike is going to recover now. He is going to get the big drive, let the 2 Triumphs plow the field and go for the pass like he did on Blaze Baker the previous lap at the end of the sweeper.
Looking for a chance now as he goes in there. Nearly makes it stick on Nicole van Osvik, and van Osvik will definitely hear the pipe screaming on that 4-cylinder. The triples are in effect here and looking good for a 3rd spot. One of them is definitely going to be fighting for 3rd, and it looks like Nicole van Osvik is going to go up the inside of AJ.
There's the line.
Indeedy. What a move from Nicole.
Kills the drive, but watch out because Magic Mike has got the drive. These two slowed each other up. The Kawasaki will come through. Watch out for the move. The 3rd bike in shot is going to get the big drive and try and pull out of the slipstream. The double hole was opened, but everyone is crawling all over each other. The pace has slowed down now. Mike got blocked. Look at Blaze Baker. He carried the big numbers.
Yeah, massive speed there from Blaze Baker. Closes right onto the back end of this battle. 4-way battle for 3rd place. And it is incredible action that we're seeing here in the first round of the Super 600s. It's kind of what we expected all the way through. We kind of have badged them in the past as the Brat Pack. We can't do that anymore. No. Now we've got Super Juniors.
Yeah, exactly. They are the crazies, though, and these guys are going to run. There's Old Man Bossoff. There's 2nd place. The 3rd place is a 4-way split now.
Now Nicole van Osvik, and first time she's crossed the line in 3rd spot. So that's the way she wants to be doing it and trying to open up a bit of a margin now, and she's done that. Alan John hasn't seemed to have an answer just yet, but he will definitely not give up without a fight as they head down towards turn 2. He's bringing along the 2 Kawasaki riders, White and Baker, and this battle is not done, not for a long way.
AJ is in a bad situation right now. He's getting beaten up. He's trying to chase down on Nicole, but he has got a ton of pressure. Magic Mike is going to go after him. There's not many people who will break later, deeper, or on a tighter line than AJ, but Magic Mike is going to be climbing all over him now. So I think the chase for 3rd place may be over for AJ because he's now looking backwards. He's not going after Nicole. That said, Nicole's not breaking away either.
No, definitely not getting any opportunity for AJ to close that down because he's still got it. There is still a chance for him to close that gap, even though Nicole seems to carry a lot more corner speed than any of these 3 young riders behind her. So it's great to see a lady rider onto a podium spot here, and we saw that last year in the first round of Super M. where Janine Davies got an opportunity of making history.
Here's a chance,
Maybe
Greg.
we'll see it here in Super 600s with Nicole.
You know, I keep expecting Magic Mike to get the job done here, and he's not doing it. So that mid-corner torque of the Triumphs is helping them out, and they are getting the drive. But here is always the chance at Phakisa. The hook. The hook is where it's going to get ugly.
A good possibility. Director just shouting in her ear, she's so small, probably not able to create a slipstream effect for the riders behind her. I have to agree, it's a small bike with a small lady on it, but she certainly is fast. And yeah, Van Arsveken getting the board saying, come on, give it everything you can there from Mama Van Arsveken as they cross the line.
Oh, hold my breath. We're only at the halfway marker, Greg. So where are we? Stephen Odendahl leads out by a massive 6.7 seconds. He's going to roll it back now and just let himself slide a little bit slower, maybe into the high 41s. Adolf Boshoff runs in the 2 spot. He has got a big gap though. Nicole Van Arsveken, this is the battle we will concentrate on for the rest of this race.
0.7 of a second between these 4 riders, so absolutely nothing between Nicole Van Arsveken and Blaise Baker there. The green bike just in the background. We've got Teaser's Triumph, we've got the Auto Armour and Full Throttle Triumph, both out of Triumph South Africa stable. Then it's Consortium Shipping Kawasaki having a look up the inside. And right behind them is the Muscle and Fitness Kawasaki of Blaise Baker.
Oh, Mikey had a problem there. He tucked the front end a little bit going through Coke Bottle. He has lost the toe, and he's in big trouble now because Blaise Baker is coming after him, and he may have the line up the inside. Mikey is all attention backwards now. He has lost the toe. It's going to be up to these guys to try and work together to try and get back on pace with the Triumphs. For now, the Triumphs are living on safe in their own battle for 3rd place.
Yeah, just a mistake ever so slightly there from White cost him. So can he try and make it up now? If he can't, the pressure from behind will certainly get him to get moving up there and eventually get there. And it didn't take him too long. 2 or 3 corners, late braking, and closes in on AJ Fenter.
Love this. Absolutely incredible action, setting us up for what will be a cracker of a championship. These 4 are covered by absolutely nothing, and some of the best racing we have seen yet. Magic Mike, his mid-corner speed, that is his advantage.
Oh, he's just gesticulating there to Blaise Baker. Don't try and go up the inside. I've got you covered. Baker goes round the outside, runs a little bit wide into turn 1, but manages to still carry the corner speed. Cuts the apex very late, which is looking for drive, and there's a good possibility he's found it. If he can use this drive now down into turn 2, he might be able to sneak up on the inside of White if he comes out on the right side. Look at him coming through there. On the right-hand side of the bike, he's got it.
Yeah,
on
he's got the line.
And through he goes.
You
Perfectly
just
done.
cannot block that line. As soon as you're straight line, you know the rider in front. He has to pull his knee in. Magic, though. He's got the line at the inside. But that Blaise Baker moves over and squashes his drive because Magic definitely had the drive. Baker just able to hang tough there. But this is all about to see. Oh, now we're starting to see the tire situation come in. We're past the halfway marker, and those Kawasaki scream the back rubber.
Yeah, now the Triumphs are probably coming to their own. You mentioned it earlier on that they're able to carry. Look at this up the inside. Watch this back tire now. Starts to slip and slide coming out. There it is. Whoa,
hey.
That's lots of movement.
And he stayed on it as well. Didn't roll back. Just kept that thing cranked.
So back to the front end through Incini 2 and onto the back straight. AJ Fenter now in the slipstream. He'll be able to use this one. Watch him pull out now at the end of the straight and go past. Oh, not quite.
He's just matched. These bikes are too even. He's got the skills. He can go late as he wants to. He gets good drive. He is a skinny kid in himself. He does a lot of training to keep himself down to race weight. But the firing and the drive that comes out of Nicole Van Arsveken, who is the lightest rider in this field, she's just got a perfect setup on that bike, and AJ is blocked at the moment.
Well, I know both those riders are training with Johnny Cricker at Ultimate Fitness Gym, so certainly going to be using that fitness to good effect now as we get into the closing stages. Cross the line, Nicole Van Arsveken hanging on for dear life as she goes into turn 1. AJ Fenter, Blaise Baker, and Magic Michael White looking for a way through. Haven't found it just yet, and Van Arsveken may just be able to hang on here.
The freight train. 9 laps done of a 14-lap race. And you know what? When you go down and talk to these guys on the podium, whoever makes the podium, they're going to be absolutely shattered. Look at the chasers, man. It's getting wild out there.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's a great battle that's happening here. Dylan Barnard at the front end of it for now, but Anthony Lessing is there. So is Ricky Lee Weir and Corbin McCullum. Both of them have caught up onto the back end. So the last 4 riders on track having just as epic a battle as the riders battling for second and third.
There are 3 clusters out there at the moment. Stephen Odendahl in his own race. Boshoff, no man's land in second. Then it's the Van Arsveken, AJ Fenter, Blaise Baker, Mikey White battle. Then Jesse Boshoff and Rudman. Rudman are just in the middle there. Then these guys doing the big chaser. Barnard, Lessing, Ricky Lee, and McCullum. And I tell you what, Ricky Lee is getting wild.
Yeah, it was Lessing that came out of the saddle there big time and had to sit it up. Ricky Lee tried to capitalize and just couldn't sneak it through. So two little riders having a great battle. Remember, it's Lessing's first official outing in a full season of Super 600s. He was there. Watch this. Coming in. Oh, up she goes.
Front end lost there.
Yeah. Well done.
I tell you what, we're watching the shot in the replay, but I can tell you that in-house Triumph battle is getting crazy. This is the closest they have been. It was 0.7 last time. I think it's down to less than 0.6 covering these four. Yeah,
this is awesome stuff. Nicole Van Oswick keeping these three boys at bay for now. I think Alan John Fenter might have a little bit up his sleeve. He might just be playing the team game here and putting on a great show for our live streaming that's going out. He has had a look every now and again up the inside. Could probably stick it through if he needed to, but there's still 4 laps to go, so it might be too early to try that maneuver. But if he doesn't go soon, those two Kawasaki's behind are certainly going to have an opportunity of spoiling the day for the two Triumph riders.
You know what, AJ has been there for such a long time. I think he's happy. You know, as long as no one shoves a crazy wheel up the inside, he's okay to stay there. I don't really see a place on the track where he has definitely got a massive clear advantage. For now, he's just happy to do the job because all he has to do is make the pass late in the race.
I'll tell you what,
now he can just stay in the 4th.
What is in the advantage of Nicole Van Oswick is power to weight ratio. If you watch her come out of the corners and get onto the loud pedal, she really can pull at least 2-3 bike lengths just on acceleration.
Yeah, AJ
due to the fact that she weighs probably half of what any of the other riders do.
Totally different line. She's able to literally do what you and I call the point and squirt. She can just stop it on the nose and fire it straight out. AJ and the rest of the gang, they have to rail corners and carry tons of corner speed. She doesn't necessarily have to do that.
Well, here they come out of Vincini 2 now, onto the back straight. This is where AJ was a lot closer than what he was last time. And this time out, he just tucks in behind. Probably will pull out and have a look.
Oh, there's a chance here.
Maybe have a squeeze.
There you go.
Going for it.
Oh, no, he definitely had a big look there, but couldn't get the job done. But I think that's where it's going to happen, Greg. If he just really takes a big breath, he'll be able to make that move count.
He's setting it up, and I can tell you if he goes,
Here we go.
One of those. Backs it in and forces Nicole White and Michael White sneaking through.
Everyone
has
sits
a big
up.
moment coming out there and comes out of the saddle. Blaze Baker had to go wide around the outside of Nicole Van Oswick, and so what a maneuver there from AJ Fenter.
A big move. So AJ comes through, gets the wheel done. So watch AJ, 39, gets the square up, creates the gap. Everyone on his outside. That's Nicole Van Oswick and Baker. But Magic Mike goes with him. He's on the crank, and the back end slides loose, but it doesn't matter. He's made 2 passes in 1, and Magic Mike pulls one out of the hat there, but AJ made it happen.
Were they on cue with me there? Because I was kind of saying if AJ went with that maneuver, one of the Kawasaki's was going to go with him, and I think Michael White, no, I don't have direct comms to that Arrow helmet.
Don't know.
But he certainly went with the maneuver I thought he would.
Oh, we're pretty loud. He probably heard us out there. Oh, we've got someone running out there. Corbin McCallum, one of the guys that was in that 4-way split at the back, unfortunately having some problems late on in the race. We are 11 laps complete of 14.
That's a big pity for the youngster. He was in a great battle there with Lessing, Weir and Barnard. Fortunately, he's fallen by the wayside and off the circuit completely. Probably out of race 2, but the battle continues now for 3rd place. It's now Magic Mike on the back end of AJ Fenter, and AJV is certainly going as hard as he can now. He realizes it's no longer a fight here for honours in the Triumph squad. It's a fight for a possible podium, and for the first time out on the brand new 675R as opposed to last year's 675 straight, he's certainly looking for that honour of putting it onto the podium for the very first time in Super 600s.
I think we're in big trouble here. Magic Mike looks like he's got the tractor beams on, but watch his tyres situation. We know that the Kawasaki burns rubber a lot harder than the Triumph, and specifically the Triumph of AJ Fenter because he runs such clean lines. But everyone is getting a little bit desperate. There's definitely an air of desperation out there, and it may end in tears. AJ has got to gap this bunch now.
Right, we're coming to finish up 12 of 14. 2 to go for these guys and girls as they cross the line. Unbelievable stuff here in the first round of the Super 600s, and on the braking markers once again into turn 1. Nicole now starting to lose that corner speed ability she had earlier on. Maybe that move up the inside from AJ has shaken her ever so slightly and she cannot recover from it. There's Corbin on the sideline.
Yeah, so there's a shot of McCallum just stepping off there. I think we're starting to see fatigue coming into play here, particularly on the side of Nicole Van Oswick. And I'd be surprised if it is, because she's one of the fit riders out there. In fact, they're all extremely fit. Certainly these guys that are trying to run in the top 5s. Magic Mike, though, this is the stage where he starts to get the hurry up, and he's got the charge going. AJ is going to have to box very clever, but the Magic Mike machine, the 58, is wagging loose. I think these tires are fried.
That consortium shipping Kawasaki is certainly starting to feel the effects of race number 1. And you can see that Alan John Fenter is just maintaining the pace and dictating the pace
there,
in this little battle.
He's got such good drive out of Coke bottle.
Here comes Nicole on the inside. Could she maybe stick it up? Oh, very close.
She's got a crazy funky line there. She has to tip it over right at the end of the turn. The rest of the guys are railing. Look how bumpy it is coming out of the second Uccini. Magic Mike is in position. Watch out for a pass here down the straight. He's going to pull up on the inside of AJ, and he won't back it down. Everyone else is coming. Oh, AJ had to go and change up his line mid-corner to make that one count.
Yeah, we go to the leader as he starts his final lap now. A little bit of a weird cut there, but we have got to him. Watch out for the battle. Last lap for Stephen Oendal. It's 11 seconds. He's got over Adolf Boshoff for second. So looking forward to seeing him finish up probably at the front end. Adolf Boshoff, as I said, about 12 seconds back there. He comes across the line. We're going to wait for a couple of seconds before we pick up on that battle. There they come. And they're not too far off, in fact. Wow.
I was going to say.
And we've got to change for third.
I think they picked up the pace.
Magic Mike has got to third place.
Mike did that at the hook. So Magic Mike pulled one out on the hook, and that's a first change up for third place there. So it all happened at the hook. So the big chase is still on. It is not wrapped up at all. We can say that Stephen Odendahl has wrapped up first place. We can say at the moment with a 3/4 of a lap left that Adolf Boshoff...
Oh, Baker just shoves it in there. Can you believe that action? Baker just shoves it in and forces Alan John wide. He won't be happy with that.
No.
Watch for some retribution.
That was crazy. It looked like, well, I can't even say what it looked like, but it certainly ruffled the feathers of AJ Fenter, and the two Kawasaki boys came sliding on through. I told you it was going to come down to some ugly passes to make this one count.
He didn't expect that one, I can tell you. I think it has definitely caught him by surprise. Look at this. Just goes up the inside. He's about to put the knee out and has to bring it back and runs wide, so that's lost him a bit of drive, and Baker gets through.
Good reactions for AJ just to keep himself in the mix there. He is going to try for the fight back, but we are on the last lap of 14, an epic 14-lap battle. And these guys have been all over each other for the entire race. Magic Mike, third place, job done.
Yeah, one final look back there from Magic Mike just to see what the gap is between himself and Blaze Baker. As they went in there, we didn't pick it up on the screen, but watch how close it is between Fenter and Baker. He's rolled out of it ever so slightly, but going into the big right-hander at the end of the straight. Alan John Fenter was right on the back end of that muscle and fitness Kawasaki. He could possibly steal it going up there. Oendal has gone across the line and taken the checkered flag. The win goes to the Near Life Racing team, but we're sticking with this battle because it is so close.
Magic Mike is going to get the third place, but the big shake-up was AJ Fenter losing those two positions half of the last lap.
Yeah, big change up there. Massive change up and great riding. There is your winner, Stephen Oendal on the Near Life Racing machine. He takes the first victory of the season in the Super 600s, beating out both Adolf Boshoff, Michael White, and eventually Blaze Baker, beating out Alan John Fenter and Nicole van Arswegen.
Just an absolute showcase of a ride from the Pocket Rockets. Reigning champion, pulled the big hole shot after claiming pole position, and he just went on and threw some huge laps the whole way through that race. By just after the halfway marker, rolled out and let it go by about a second a lap. Took a breather, last couple of laps, let it slide into the 42s. Comfortable in the knowledge that he'd done all the hard work, and still with a rollout last couple of laps, a 13-second lead over Adolf Boshoff. Magic Mike knows he's been in a race, big support for the 58, and exactly the reaction I knew. Absolutely shattered climbing off the bike. Obviously complaining about the front end tucking there. Almost lost his knee slider, you can see. Worn down to absolutely nothing, but then again, he is the kid that climbs off the bike. Tries to change his oil just about underneath the bike when he drops the corner.
In third place, riding for the consortium shipping Kawasaki team, Magic Michael White. Second place for Indy Oil and Toy Store, also on a Kawasaki. Let's hear it for Adolf Boshoff. And finishing up race number 1 of the season, where he finished up almost all the races last year. It's great to have him back on top of the podium. Pooch himself for the Neo Life Racing team, Stephen Odendahl. Third place going to be handed out by Mrs. Lee Watson, and that'll be going to Magic Michael White. One of her favorite riders, I can see this. That's why she wanted to go there. Good job. Second place by Mr. Tim Cook from Gas. Going to be handed to Adolf Boshoff. And first place by Mr. Stephen Watson from Gas Sports as well, to Stephen Odendahl. That's your first podium of the year. Let's give him a big round of applause, folks. Great effort there, guys. Some fantastic racing. And let's find out exactly how it went. I'm not too worried about those two. They were pretty much on their own. Come on down here, Magic Mike. Tell us all about that almost 5-way battle at one point. The Triumphs were giving you guys hell for a while.
Yeah, you know, we knew they were going to be good just because I know AJ and how he rides, so I expected him to be up there, but both of them at the same time was a bit hard to get past, and halfway through I lost both my knee sliders, so I had to ride with my elbows half the time and nearly ran into Blaze a few times. And yeah, trying to catch the oaks in front is just very, very hard when you got those knee sliders and 2 Triumphs.
We're talking about the oaks, but a 42-kilogram young lady that can squirt out of a corner pretty rapidly is also not easy to get past.
Yeah, especially trying to pass her coming out of a corner. She just gets up and goes. So you have to plan her properly. And luckily, her and AJ had a mistake, so I got past. But yeah, thank you very much to Consortium Racing. Thanks, Uncle Steve. Thanks to my dad. Without them, this couldn't happen.
Good effort out there, and that's third place, first one for the season. Let's move on to second place. Adolf, come and join us down the bottom here. At the start of the race, you were kind of fighting with that battle I've just been mentioning with Stephen and with the Triumphs, and of course, eventually he got away, and you eventually made a little bit of a gap between yourself and the battle for third.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to start working on my starts. They're horrible. And yeah, I'd just like to thank all my sponsors, Indie Oil, Toy Store, Dragon, everyone, just a big shout out. Thanks.
So awesome effort there, but I think still a little bit of work to do on the Toy Store bike, and got to make sure that things work now for the second heat.
Yeah, for sure. I don't like coming second, so we'll see what happens.
Awesome job. Let's go to the top of the podium now. And Pooch, dude, got to say, it's going to be a tough ask in the Near Life team. You've already seen your teammate go and do a Super Pole again. You went and just did one better. Hopefully he can follow on, but so far so good for the new team.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy with the team. You know, everything's working so well, and I'm just really happy. You know, the bike's comfortable on the bike, and I'm comfortable with everyone around me, so that just makes a winning package, you know. So I'm really happy, and it was a good race, you know, in the front, but have to also keep concentrated, and it's good work for me for overseas, you know. Definitely trying to lead races over there, so it definitely helps me in a big way.
It's one of the reasons that we're looking at a slightly longer format of racing, so that the likes of yourself and the youngsters that are racing with you, if they do go international, they're going to get to realize just how much it takes to run the longer races. So to have them here at Super GP level and Super 600 level is certainly helping, not only for your point of view, but for their point of view too.
Yeah, no, it's a great help because it teaches the guys how to slide the bikes properly, get proper bike control, and when they go over there, they're on a better level and form. So when they do experience that stuff, they're at a better level. So it was really good. I'm very happy with everything, and the Gas Sports did a good job. Well done.
So here we go. We have a green flag at the back. The red flag moves off.
Look at AJ.
Lights are about to go on. Oh, Stephen Odendahl doing a final bit of maneuvering there. Lights go on, lights go up, and we go racing. Odendahl gets the drop, but look on the inside. Magic Mike
gets a
with
great
a very
run.
good start.
He may be able to go whole shot. He's right in the middle. Nicole van Asviken late on the brakes. Blaze Baker, but Odendahl, that primo pole position gives you what you need. Baker into second, trying to close in and possibly spoil the day there for Odendahl. On his tail is AJ Fenter, who moves to third place. On their tail, it's Magic Mike. And look at that, a super start from Magic Mike, but a really bad start from second place, Adolf Bossov. He's dropped down to fifth place with massive amounts of work to do as they go into... Baker! Baker had a big situation
gets
there.
ahead.
Yeah, gets the job done. Had to square back, and that's what lit up that tyre. Obviously not enough heat in it this time around. All good into the toe of the boot. But I tell you what, you can see the conditions are freaking the guys out a little bit. Magic Mike trying to get the line up the inside and gets the job done. So Mikey up to fourth place. AJ solid as ever in the third place. The way he positioned himself off the start line told me he was having a good start, but straight away he is going for it. The man who is out of position right now is Bossov, fifth.
Now Baker in the lead, Bossov in fifth place. That's not kind of what we expected. And also just looking in the background, Rudman sneaking through there and getting past Nicole van Asviken. So the light blue baby blue bike of the second of the Natal boys is up there into sixth place.
We are going to have a completely different race this time around. Rudman looks like he is odds on to bridge this gap. He can do it. He's got the numbers and he needed that good start. So watch out for this one to come. Also, someone who's missing from this pack that was there in heat number one, Nicole van Asviken. Famous for great starts. got beaten up this time.
Yeah, not a great start from her on the second one. Might have just lit it up ever so slightly with the changeable conditions that we are finding ourselves in here for race 2 of the Super 600s. Coming across the line to complete lap number 1, it's Baker from Oudendal. Venter having a look on the inside for second. AJ has a big look on the inside. Ow! And Oudendal does the same thing to Baker. That's why AJ had to come out of it.
While you're watching that, Bossoff came through on Magic Mike as well. So Bossoff wants the hurry up, has got the hurry up, and is going to go for it. It's still plenty of time left in this race. 14 laps predicted, barring any weather changes. But let's see what we can do. Great to see someone else running out front though, and that's going to hold back the incredible pace of Oudendal for now. But I think he's got something else in the bag as well.
Yeah, Pooch normally does, and let's see if he's able to get it all right, because he comes into the boot and the toe of that particular boot section with AJ Venter breathing down his neck, looking to get that Triumph up. If he can get the Triumph ahead and just show that...
Oh, he's got a line there.
Got all the pace of it.
Oh, he had a line there for sure.
Yeah.
He had good drive around the outside. That Triumph is so planted mid-corner. It is the talent of the man and the bike and the combination of the two. But AJ can rail around the outside of people, and he's having a really good day at the office today.
Nice effort here from the rider. Adolf Bossoff has found a way through back on Magic Mike just in the background. Just missed that one as we went into the Coca-Cola corner, but he's moved up now and is pushing hard. Look at how hard he actually pushes on that back straightaway. But Magic Mike comes out of the slipstream and tries to use it to his advantage.
Oi, it's getting crazy down there. 3 into 1, and Oudendal actually had to roll out of that one. Bossoff had actually made the move going into turn number 1 already on Magic Mike, so it's Magic Mike who is going for the fight back right now. But everyone's bunching up once again. Baker's all-out, flat-out pace is not good enough to make him break away, and it's causing a concertina effect. Everyone is joining the party. The 5-rider split is still together.
And all fighting for first place. None of these riders are aware of the fact that there's a possibility that one of them could win it, and any one of them of these top 5 are in with a shot. Baker didn't put the foot out this time, so he carries a little bit more corner speed.
lot more spots on the lens going into turn number 1, and a lot more movement out the back of the bikes, particularly Baker's bike. But then again, that's how his bike has been the whole way through the day. He hasn't completely dialed in his setup, but I'm holding my breath for this weather, because it is starting to get a very dark cloud over us right now.
Oh, it looks like Alan John Venter's pressure is starting to pay off there. Steven Oudendal, even though he looked so smooth and pretty much buttery smooth in race 1, is now looking for an opportunity to hold off the rest of the field. Rudman has broken the back ever so slightly. Hasn't quite bridged the gap, but he's got away from the chasing pack behind him. He's now all on his own sim, which is going to be a difficult thing. Unless these guys carry on the little fight they're in and slow each other up, Rudman, he's still got a chance.
This is the lap. Oudendal will not want to watch any more tires in front of him. This is the lap where Oudendal pulls the pin. Mark my words.
Look at how he's pushing hard to get onto the back end and try and get the slipstream effect down that back straight. Look at how he pulls onto the back end of the muscle and fitness machine. Oh, he's in that slipstream. He pulls out early. He tries to do it under power. Can he go past? Kawasaki
passed
versus
already.
Kawasaki.
Passed already.
Oh, Baker tries to hang on, just doesn't have enough.
Halfway down the straight, the move was all made. He positioned himself perfectly. The other man on the move looks like it's Bossoff. Bossoff is climbing all over AJ's back wheel, and this is nice and close. But this is terrible news for the rest of the field. Now that Oudendal has hit the front, he will run.
Now it's time to run and hide, and if he's going to open up the gap, it's basically what he needs to do right now, because it's taken him nearly 3 laps to get to the front end of the field. It's not like Pooch to have that. Steven Oudendal normally gets to the front and disappears. He's had to battle through, find his way past second place, and now gets into the lead. But the corner speed of both the Triumph and that muscle and fitness Kawasaki behind him is definitely keeping them well within grasp of the near-life racing machine.
AJ's lines as well. He looks confident and comfortable just to ride himself out there. He knows that his tires last better than anyone else's out there. And Adolf Bossoff pushing too hard there, made a big mistake. And himself and Magic Mike will start fading off the back of this if they don't increase it. Look at that again. Every time on the brakes, the back end picks up. Oudendal's front end, he has got that thing wound up as tight as you like. He doesn't mind putting it on his nose. He knows he can hold it.
He holds it well. You can see Blaze Baker behind him having to put the foot out, get it all squirrely, make sure he can turn it in. Late braking required from Baker. Consistent riding coming out of Alan John Venter on the Triumph, just maintaining everything he needs to, waiting for a mistake from the 2 riders in front of him.
On lap 4 of 14, so still a long way to go, and the gap is huge now between 3rd place AJ and then 4th place Bossoff. Bossoff is in trouble, he's making mistakes, and he's starting to turn his attention backwards as him and Magic Mike go at it. Rudman unable to close the gap because Rudman running a 142.7. The closest man in front of him, Magic Mike, on a 141.8. So the gap is growing, between Magic Mike, who holds 5th place at the moment, and Rudman, who's solid in 6th, but not closing.
Solid in 6, but under pressure from Nicole van Osbeek, who's right on his tail. It's a second between Rudman and Magic Mike, but it's about half a second there. You can see just in the background, Nicole van Osbeek has now reclosed that gap and caught Rudman.
We haven't lost anyone as well. I hope I haven't given it the kiss of death, but we've got everyone out there. It goes Odendahl, Baker, AJ Fenter, Adolf Bossoff, Magic Mike. That's the top 5 incredible cluster. Then the chase group, Malcolm Rudman, Nicole van Osbeek, Jesse Bossoff, Anthony Lessing is there, Ricky Lee Weir is still there, Dylan Bonnard, and Corbin McCullum. So 12 battling 600 super sport riders are there. The closest battle outside the top 5 is Nicole van Osbeek, closing and riding the back wheel of Rudman.
A little bit of maneuvering there from Baker. That might open up an opportunity. There you go. AJ shows the wheel on the inside. Baker extremely late on the brakes and runs wide. Alan John Fenter sneaking through to second as Baker makes a mistake. Baker making a mistake coming out of the toe of the boot, and Fenter pounces and capitalizes. Can he try and get away from this gap now that he's got through?
So that's a big mistake there, and AJ in a great position, but can he hang on to it? He needs to pounce now. It's obvious that there are chinks in the armor with Blaze Baker. He does get rattled when he makes a mistake in the race, and it takes him a while to regroup. But AJ is in a great position now to try and run and hide. I don't think his bike has got the big ponies to try and break away from the chasing 3 Kawasaki's, but he is in a good spot for now.
Yeah, look at this little battle that's starting to rage. Here we go. Nicole van Osbeek pulls out of Rudman and goes through. Oh, no, he does. No, she doesn't. Just having to back out of that one. Rudman just kept the power around the outside on that little R6 he's on and manages to keep ahead of Nicole van Osbeek.
This is going to go away. Nicole is so loose and deep on the brakes there. Probably the only rider who can brake that hard on that kind of lean angle, because she doesn't really push the front end of the bike super hard. Very light rider, runs her bike extremely stiff, and just can run different lines to everyone else out there. It's amazing.
9 laps to go, 42 kilos of weight on Nicole van Osbeek.
Wringing wet.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Here we go, a bit further back there. Nice little battle too, as we saw Anthony Lessing, Jesse Bossoff, and Ricky Lee Weir fighting just behind this one that we're looking at. Nicole van Osbeek trying everything she can to find a way past on Rudman. Rudman making that R6 very wide.
She does find it hard to make those passes when there's someone matched in front of her. She doesn't seem to be able to change up lines too well. Here is the Yamaha, the second Yamaha on the road, the 69. Old Guy Martin trying to bang his way through here.
A nice run here from Jesse Bossoff. That guy is what he likes to be known as, because he's very similar looking to the TT rider Guy Martin, but certainly doing a valiant effort to try and stay ahead and find a way through here. But it's not going to be easy.
I saw an albatross. That means the rain is coming. Coming out of turn number 3 there, the toe of the boot. We're starting to see the weather change up dramatically now.
Exactly. Was it a hardy dog? Could have been a hardy dog.
A white hardy dog, possibly. You never know. Out here in Valcom, anything can happen.
Royal Ibis is what you're looking at. Round the outside. Hey. Wow, this is good stuff between these two. Lessing and Bossoff having a bit of a ding-dong here, and they're fighting for 8th and 9th place on track.
You know, it's so cool through our years of commentary to be able to throw back to riders like Anthony Lessing, who was a top 10 runner in this category, but when he was a 150 Cup racer, he was untouchable.
Yeah, really top quality stuff.
Getting a little bit crazy
in the
here.
front end.
Bossoff, the man on fire, he's going to bang through into 3rd place. Bossoff is charging. Look for the times. I think we're going to see Bossoff as almost the fastest man on circuit now.
Now, good run here from Adolf Bossoff to get up there. Indy Oil helping him out. He's basically taken over Brad Binder's role at Indy Oil as part of the toy store machine. And that whole factory, well, that whole team, I should say, are working hard to get him onto the podium again. But he's got to find a way past. About a second of the fastest pace so far that we've seen out of Stephen Odendahl with a 1:48.82. Bossoff getting into the 1:41.5. So yeah,
he is the charger though. He definitely is the charger, and it's clear that whoever turned the screws on Blaze Baker's bike may have turned it either too far or the wrong way, because that thing is wagging loose, much looser than it was in the first heat. Here's confirmation of Adolf Bossoff. Oh man! Outbreak and yard sale.
Can you believe that?
Oh.
Just what we expected. I was about to say we've seen lots of action between Adolf and Adam John, and now a little bit of what did you do there? Oh well, we'll have to wait and see. A little bit of an incident there.
Bossoff's
not happy. You can see Alan John's not happy about it either.
Yeah,
and that's not the way we wanted to end that little battle. I can tell you. AJ not a happy camper about that.
Let's get a review here. Here's AJ, and late on the brakes, Adolf Bossoff completely outbrakes himself, loses the front end, and just he
that's-
let go of the brakes completely.
That's ridiculous. That's all Adolf Bossov's mistake there.
That was either Adolf Bossov letting go of the brakes or the brakes completely failing.
The brakes failed.
And he was a passenger, and AJ literally did not know what hit him.
What are you thinking is what he's asking Alan John Fenter there. And Alan John Fenter's just going, I don't know what you're thinking, but I had the line. I was turning in on a normal spot. You just rammed into the back of me. That's the second time Bossov has done that this season. He did it to Bjorn Esman at the Northern Regions at Swartkops Raceway. So another mistake out of the youngster is going to be costly and could be brought under the scrutiny of the COC.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be inquiry there, but Bossov, from the body language of the bike, either let go of the brakes. There was definitely no lockup on the front end. He let go of the brakes and just completely T-boned AJ, and mercifully they're both tough riders and they walked away from it because that was a big takeout. Well, anyway, let's get back into the racing. Stephen Odendahl leads out. That's changed up the chasers. Michael White is running second. Blaise Baker is third. Nicole van Asviken now takes over fourth. But we will go and have another look at that situation and see if there was a lockup on the front end that made Adolf Bossov let go of the brakes.
Okay, here we go. Let's have a look and see. He locks it up there. No, there's definitely no lockup. You would have seen smoke. He just carries on straight. I don't even know what he was thinking there. I have no idea what that young man was thinking as he went into him. It was a massive mistake on his behalf.
Oy.
And fortunately, both of them coming off a little worse for wear, but not badly damaged. Wow.
If anyone's more injured, though, it will be Adolf Bossov. He took a big slapper there, his head and neck, and you'll know about that. ER24 will be checking them out as they get scraped up, but they will walk away bruised and battered. But I would like to hear the inquiry as to how that happened.
Now, that was a big maneuver there, and not the right maneuver to be making, that is for sure. But we carry on with racing, because those two are out of it. There's still a race to be held at the front end, and it's now between the two Kawasaki's of Magic Mike White and Blaise Baker.
Not the knee sliders, but the knee shredders, the pair of them.
Yeah, both of them losing sliders and bits and pieces of their leathers.
I'm just catching my breath. I'm just trying to think how it must have felt for Alan John Fenter to just literally get flattened out there. Probably like Johnny Cricker hitting him in training.
Pretty much. Just got panelled. Wow, that was a massive mistake there from him. And yeah, I don't know if Adolf Bossov's going to get to live to walk away with that one, because he's going to be in some big trouble there, I think, from the COC once they review this bit of incident.
Two players moving up, though, and two key players stepping out, should I say, and a big change up there. So Blaise Baker takes over third place, Nicole van Asviken in fourth, Malcolm Rudman in fifth, Jesse Bossov moves up to sixth place. But yeah, the story of this race, unfortunately, marred by a situation where Alan John just got taken out there by either a catastrophic mechanical problem, let's give him the benefit of the doubt, or a rider mistake.
Yeah, definitely
coming out of Adolf Bossov.
One of the two, but certainly a bit of a concern there, because there have been incidents before. But anyway, let's concentrate on what's happening here. Anthony Lessing, Ricky Lee Weir and Jesse Bossov now are battling, and they are now in for an opportunity of top six finish here. So these three fighting for sixth place. They're not going to catch Malcolm Rudman or Nicole van Asviken unless something goes wrong with those two, but that's highly unlikely, because they've got a pretty even match and a pretty even spread between the two of them. But a nice three-way battle here for the sixth spot.
Just to tell you where we are in our race program, we are bang on the money as far as our timing sheets go. So straight after this race, we're going to go into the Super 600 podium. We'll try and see if we can get the two lads down there and the guys that went down the road, but very much doubt it. Unfortunately, they'll probably be involved in doing the rider incidents, but if we can, I know Greg will try and get down there. We'll go to the podiums anyway straight after this race and get some reactions from the lads, and then we'll go into our final race of the day, which is race number 2 of the combined Super M and Super GP Championship racing.
Nice move there from Ricky Lee Weir, just sneaking on the inside of Bossov.
Yeah.
Comes back at him. Jesse Bossov trying to come back.
Caught him napping a little bit there.
Yeah. Bossov now trying to hang on, and just in the background, all of a sudden Dylan Bonner also with the chance of getting in, bridging the gap there to those three riders. He's not too far off it. Could be a four-way battle for sixth place as they come across the line and complete lap 9 of 14.
Odendahl's pretty much rolled out of it, and there's the cutback there. Ricky Lee, I think he saw those spots on the lens of his visor, like we saw the spots on the lens of the camera, and didn't want to go too deep there, and ended up rolling out rather than climbing on the anchors, and gave the position back to Jesse Bossov, the other Bossov.
Wow, here onto the brakes now. Bossov looking for a way back on Lessing. Anthony Lessing having a great run here, and by my counts, I would have to say probably going to be looking at a good possibility of rookie rookie of the day. It would be depending on whoever takes it between these two.
Yeah, this bunch.
Yes, you do have Ricky Lewier is in a full season. Jesse Boshoff is in his first season. Lessing is in his first full season. So if we had to take a chance and a gander at who would be rookie of the day, I'm going to say between Lessing and Boshoff,
I'd say
whoever wins it.
I think we're going to go with Jesse Boshoff based on his positioning at the moment. And he is charging hard. Look at that. He's got the fights on. He qualified higher than Lessing. Lessing busts himself out there, and he is going to lose that position. So if Jesse Boshoff, based on his qualifying, his result in race number 1, and his predicted finish in race number 2, we'll call him out as rookie.
Yeah, nice little run here.
Oh, wow.
And he managed to get back ahead.
Go on.
And around the outside comes Ricky
Oh,
Lewier.
Ricky. Oh, it's dirty out there. It's very dirty. And he's holding his breath.
And
Well
he's got it
done.
around the outside
Well
too.
done. Good move. Very good. He's got a chance of going all the way around the outside. So, oh, no! Just too wide. And there is filthy out there. There is a chance. It's a very rare chance of a pass around the outside there. And unfortunately, he was filled with false hope there.
Yeah, here we go. Around the outside, trying to make a move on Jesse Boshoff. No touch between the two riders. He's just caught a little bit of dirt on the
He
outside.
was loaded up though, wasn't he?
Loaded the front end, and front end washed away. And Ricky Lewier down and out.
It's dirty out there, and there's a big bump, and Ricky found them both.
He stands up, walks away, looks at the bike, realizes that there's a problem, and gosh darn it all, that's it. Couldn't play anymore. Oh, what a pity there, but he certainly gave it everything he can. Round the outside of Lessing, he got that one sorted, but he tried a second time to go around the outside of Jesse Boshoff into Gielkop. It didn't work.
He walked away from his bike, and I think he might have to go and help the marshals actually pick that thing up, because there is a very scary runoff point. If someone else has to collect his bike, it's definitely going to cause some more issues. But we are 10 laps done, and we are heading rapidly towards the close of this race.
Race 1 last year, Brad Binder on an orange bike. Exactly the same position.
The curse of.
Yeah, wow. Well, the marshals have got the bike
you
up.
can see that thing snapped off, unfortunately. That thing went down very hard. It was a hard hit, and congratulations to that marshal. You got this, buddy. CrossFit, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Get it in there. Somebody go and help that man out. He's certainly battling hard to get that bike off the circuit. It's a heavy machine to maneuver. And fortunately off the racing line now. Here they come though. The battle continues.
Oh, no ways.
And
Lessing's got
Lessing
him
goes
back.
back into the front of this battle.
And blows wide
runs
again.
wide.
Oh!
Yo, you don't want to touch there, boys.
Oh, I've seen that happen a couple of times. Cost your mind back. Stephen Odendahl,
yes,
Clinton Seller.
No, thank you.
The chirp about the brake lever.
Please. Wowee. That was just
Watch
too close
this.
to my liking.
All right, we've got a replay. Our director telling us we've got a cracker of a shot. So Lessing goes underneath him on the way in. We'll go pick up on that shot now. Lessing goes underneath him on the way in. Offline though, so he's always going to run wide. Then the cutback. The 69 Yamaha goes underneath. Lessing tries to go back mid-corner to change his line. There's a touch of the knee and a touch of fairings, and Lessing has to give it up. But at that point, so many times through history, we've seen riders go down because of the brake lever getting touched. That doesn't happen anymore. Why?
Because they've got little brake lever protectors
Little
now.
brake lever protectors.
Isn't that nice?
It helps us out. In fact, it helps ER24 out.
I'm loving the second heat. This is what it's all about. This is what we've expected from Super GP and Super 600s all the time. And the Super 600s, once again, putting on an incredible show.
And we're going to stay with this battle as well because it is keeping us on our toes. Jesse Boshoff, welcome to National Superbike Racing.
Yeah, that guy is certainly putting on an amazing effort here and running with some of the youngsters of this class. Lessing being one of them. Dylan Barnard not too far off the back end. I did say he was able to bridge the gap. They are now starting to slow each other down.
Big
Although
time.
to say that opens up a bit of a margin on the brakes, but Barnard closes in.
Well, the last couple of laps, these guys have been not setting the track on fire, only running 143s, but it has given us some amazing racing. And Jesse Boshoff, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happens from now on. He is the rookie of the day.
Around the outside and hangs on to that outside line. Lessing tried to do the same thing as what Boshoff did to him, but wasn't able to quite get that inside
Once
line
again,
right.
the historic nature of the Yamaha R6s through the years, you can't just plant them mid-corner. They are much more solid, and I think the word is predictable for everyone who has ever ridden that bike. You can put it wherever you like.
Incoming. Dylan Barnard with a chance of sneaking through on Lessing. Lessing doesn't realize he's that
Lessing's not
close.
even gonna know he's there, yeah.
I don't think he realizes he's there. He's too busy concentrating with 2 laps to go on keeping out the chances for Jesse Boshoff. If he can get through, oh, look at that. Barnard closes under brakes into 1, then loses just a little bit of corner speed. He's just not able to carry the same corner speed as Anthony Lessing can.
Well, okay, we've been staying with these guys for quite a long time. Let me tell you what's happening out front while we pick up on this battle, which is a cracker. It's for 6th place on the road. Stephen Odendahl leads out, and he's halfway around his penultimate lap already. Mikey White, 7.6 back, and then half a day to go back another 5, maybe 6 seconds to pick up on Blaze Baker. Huge gaps blown wide open. We're staying with this battle with Jesse Boshoff, or we were staying with it while we just scanned across to Stephen Odendahl. But the Jesse Boshoff battle is the one that is keeping us on our toes right now.
All right, so Jesse Boshoff is the man we're going to be watching out for potentially the rookie of the day. Corbin McCullum was the other rider we just saw there in the background. He's unable to quite
I wondered what we were looking at then for a second. I thought it might have been Odendahl.
So as they come into Incini 1 and 2, Boshoff hangs on. He's going to try and keep this
I like his style. He's good to watch on a bike. Very, very comfortable. Quite muscular in his way. Almost looks like Portman when he was on the Triumph.
Very similar riding style. Now Lessing pulls out a slipstream.
Oh, this is bad news.
Inside. Can he make it stick? He can.
He has to pick up. Unfortunately, Jesse Boshoff had to pick up, and the pass was made early this time around. So these lads are putting on a great show for us. They're getting slower and slower lap by lap, but it doesn't matter because they're giving us the race.
Leader's on his final lap. So Stephen Odendahl, Pooch looking for a double on the day. Great effort here to start things out for the Neo Life Racing team, but still some action to come and still something to be sorted out here for 6th place. Lessing has got it right now, but Boshoff wants it more. You can see the two of them are going to fight this right to the line.
1 lap to go.
Cotton.
Here we go.
Nicely done there, Cotton. Right, so battle is between 6th place, right now held by Anthony Lessing, but Jesse Boshoff wants it back. He's all over the back end of that Kawasaki looking for a way through, and he's going to push him to the limit as they come down to turn 2.
He's
on
got the line.
inside.
He's got the line.
He's going inside.
Oh, it's a
Well
beauty.
done, Jess.
It's an absolute
it makes him sit up again.
beauty. He set that up so early. He was round the outside. You know you can position that if the bike doesn't wag. The Yamaha wagged ever so slightly, but it was planted enough. He came off the brakes early enough to put the back wheel back down and steer his way through. Move of the day.
Yeah, great move there, but it's not done yet. Lessing's come back in, and Barnard is still in with a shot. It's a 3-way battle here for 6th place. The leader is going probably to close up this final bit of racing for the day in the Super 600s. But what an awesome day's racing in the mid-pack of this field.
All right, this
Really
is where Lessing has always been strong. His entry through the Uchinis, little twitch at the front end, couldn't carry all the power, all the speed. The flag is out waiting for Stephen Odendahl, and it's almost an anticlimax for us because he's just run away with it. 2 wins in the bag nonetheless. This is where Lessing is fast every single time, and he's got underneath again.
Oh, that's incredible, but Boshoff's going to come back at him.
Oh, no, not this time.
Dylan Barnard around the outside. This is for 6th place. This is amazing stuff between these 3 riders.
Lessing came off enough to be able to hold that line. He's gone mid. He's gone protected.
Whoa!
Oh, Boshoff
Sideways onto the grass.
he tosses
keep it
it.
upright. Just keep it upright. That's all you got to do.
Oh, he's tossed
Well
it.
done, Jess.
He's tossed it. He gave it everything he had, and well, you know what? He's actually lost the rookie of the day now. But you've got to have a chat with him when you go down there.
No doubt about it.
Those boys gave us a show. Congratulations to Stephen Odendahl, Mikey White, Blaze Baker, 1, 2, and 3. But a round of applause for Jesse Boshoff. What
Savior there for Jesse
What an
Boshoff.
entry into National Championship Racing.
Just a little shake of the helmet. He knows he made a mistake there big time, but he had to go for it. Awesome effort there, and I'll go catch up with him down on the podium. 3rd place and a magnificent effort on the Muscle and Fitness Kawasaki, all the way from Natal. Let's hear it for Blaze Baker, first time onto the podium this season. Magic Mike White makes it back up again, and he'll be happy with that. The consortium shipping men back on board and into 2nd place now. But once again, on top of the podium, Pooch is seeming untouchable so far as he gets up on the Neo Life machine. Let's get Stephen Odendahl onto the top. Joining them on the podium, our rookie of the day. We're going to chat to him afterwards and the man he fought with. But a great effort there from Anthony Lessing. He comes up as rookie of the day for our Super 600s. Oh, he's a blonde guy. Okay, so he's a blonde guy. That's fine. Good job there. Let's give them a big round of applause. And handing out the rookie trophy is going to be Mrs. Lee Watson to Anthony Lessing. Great effort there. Well done. It was very close between the two of you. We'll speak to both of you just afterwards. 3rd place also from Mrs. Lee Watson going to Blaze Baker. 2nd place, Mr. Tim Cook from Gas Sports will be handing to Magic Mike White. And it looks like young Watson is going to be handing out our #1 trophy today. Yeah, heads up, and looks like he's a big Kawasaki fan too. So there you go, Stephen. Thank you very much. Well done, Stephen to Stephen to Stephen. Ladies and gents, that is your podium, so let's give them a chance to spray the champers, and then we'll do the interview straight afterwards. Well done, guys. Clearly the Pirelli girls didn't get the memo about bringing the umbrella to the champagne spraying ceremony, hey? Anyway, let's get these boys all sorted out. Anthony and that guy, I would like to speak to you guys first before I get onto the winners here. First of all, it was extremely close between the two of you for Rookie of the Day. It was a tough decision to make. Unfortunately, that last bit of maneuvering that you did into the dirt, which you managed to save, cost you it. But what a valiant effort for the first time out on the Yamaha, buddy.
Yeah, no, the Yamaha is quite a tough bike to ride. Obviously, with the slipper clutch, it gets quite squiggly. But I'm getting to grips with it. Ricky and them are helping me huge. They put in as much time and effort as they do on the bikes with the riders. So huge thanks to them. Big ups to my dad for helping get me here and everything. A good ride from Anthony. I mean, he's going to do well overseas with riding like this. He's taken some good moves. But yeah, hope to put it up there in the next few races. That was proper.
Coming to Swartkopf, and of course there'll be a fight between the two of you, I'm sure. He's going to look to get you further up, and you're going to look to get further up on the podium too. Well done on the Rookie of the Day.
Thanks very much. Hopefully, I'm not sure if I can make the Swartkopf round, unfortunately, this year, seeming that we're racing in the European Junior Cup. But today was an awesome day. First race, we unfortunately had some problems with rear tire grip. Second race, it seems to have come right. It was awesome racing with someone that's as experienced as Jesse. It's great to be racing against such people that can help you so much.
And it's just improving your riding all the time. We wish you all the very best, and give it hell in Europe, buddy.
Thanks very much.
Good job. Let's move on to our top three there. Blaze. Wow, buddy, you were involved in some action today, but it was top quality stuff in race 1. It was even better in race number 2, and I'm sure you're happy with the performance for race 2.
Yeah, I'm happy with the performance from race 2. We've been struggling all weekend with setup, and came good together at the end there. And yeah, I'd just like to thank my dad and everyone who's helped us through the weekend.
Awesome job. We go to Swartkopf, another track that you like. Hopefully going to be a little bit higher up on the podium by the time we get there.
Yeah, for sure. You need to go 2 more steps up on the podium there.
Awesome stuff. Let's move on to Magic Mike. Mikey, it looks like the knee slide has stayed on, but I think it was all that camo duct tape that you found. Well done on that. It looks good with the leathers, but yes, I think improving all the time, and that's exactly what you've been looking to do all the time you've been involved in Super 600s.
Yeah, you know, last year we came in, we started getting better and better, but this year with consortium shipping on board, Steve Cannon, the bike was phenomenal. I honestly couldn't ask for a better bike. It just today worked, and hopefully we get one step further and we can challenge Steve in there.
I think you're real close, buddy, and I think that's exactly what you're going to be looking to do by the time we get to Swartkopf.
Yeah, you know, this stage is experience, trying to get there, trying to see what to do, how to do it, but we'll learn and we'll get there. Hopefully we can win.
Awesome job. Let's get Pooch in here. Stevie, another fantastic day. Congratulations, first of all. It's a perfect day for you, and looks like a perfect start to retaining the #1 plate.
No, I'm really happy with today, how it went. Couldn't ask for anything better, you know. And just want to say thanks to Near Life and Race and all the people that have been behind me, supporting me. And, you know, I'm going to get there one day to the MotoGP World Championship, and it's all because of this training. So
we know that's exactly what your plan is. But talking of plans, we haven't really spoken to you the whole weekend. What's happening in Spain? Are we going across? Are you going to be in between the 2 championships through the year?
Yeah, I'm overseas in Spain this year on Moto2, the same category, but with the Calex chassis, so it's a lot better. Testing went good. I was second fastest, so really looking forward to that, and I think it'll be a great year.
The Diode SuperGP Champions Trophy is proudly brought to you by Digital Entertainment On Demand and their associate sponsors.